As the 70s roll in, stability around the world has never been as shaky. Interplanetary alliances join together to seek ideological supremacy across both planets. Cultural shifts are uprooting norms that have been in place for centuries. Technological shifts have been changing how the world itself functions. As these shifts occur, life continues in the Seedbearer region, where a seemingly random group of people have come together to try and make sense of the nonsensical. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello, Lolo here. If you are listening or hearing this particular warning, unfortunately, Discord was having issues while we were recording this session, which unfortunately meant that Deathmaster 780's audio came out incredibly garbled. Unfortunately, there really isn't any way I can repair that, so I got to work with what I got. So, unfortunately, DM's audio is going to be kind of garbled. So, just giving you a warning. I'm aware. Hopefully Discord doesn't break in the future, but it's probably going to. Whatever. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, I'm Bobinator. I am playing Ferris Diatero. He is a TV host by trade of popular nature show, Whole Wild World, and he would be a he/him. I'm done.
Hi, I'm Carnival. I'll be playing Virtue's Eternal Reward, she/her, an ancient sword who, now freely unemployed, is here to have fun.
I am, of course, Deathmaster 780. I will be playing Bobby, a businessman who definitely doesn't do shitty things. And Nellis Masters, a college student with an obsession with death.
And I'm TorpidTypist, and I'll be playing Aravia, who is she/her, and she's a cow-like hit thing.
So, how I take it? So I take it you just like ring the doorbell, and you basically Linda's there to open the door, and she welcomes you in, and she's like, "Oh, it looks like the whole group is here. I take it that you mentioned that you have everything."
Yes, I'm afraid I've got more good news and bad news. The bad news is we were able to acquire two bits of good news. The first bit, we did acquire two more of the final two relics.
Okay.
The bad news is one of them, to say it's a bit on the hostile side, and I'm afraid we can't be bringing it to you.
Oh, that's a shame, but hopefully it's not too much of a problem.
It seems willing to stay calm for now.
That's good, at least.
On the other piece of good news, we found this, and he presents Bibley's book.
And Lind just kind of takes the book. He's like, "Oh, it's a copy of the Alexandria Wonderworld. This is," and she just kind of thumbs through the pages, like, "This," and there is someone in here.
Oh yes, Bibley, come on out.
As she has the book open, Bibley basically pops her head out of the pages and just takes a hand and just waves and then goes back in.
Quite amazing. This turns out this one just we found it out about in the town of Hazeltown.
Oh, that's interesting. And she just kind of a little taken aback from just seeing someone's face just pop up about 2 feet away from her as she's just holding it in her hands. It's like, well, clearly a relic. I guess not all of them are as, say, personable as Virtue here.
It happens.
It would seem not. This one made a good show of sneaking around. Because after all, who's going to everyone's gonna be curious about a flying book.
Well, at this, I guess now that we found it, I was honestly not. I was expecting I weren't expecting him to be active. I just was curious, like, I guess now that I actually found, I mean, it's clear the relics, and from what you're telling, that the one that you just, if you could satisfy my curiosity, the one that you said that might have been hostile, where was it?
A wrestler had it of all people.
A wrestler.
Are you familiar with the Talon?
I can't say that I'm familiar with wrestling.
Well, his whole gimmick was that he prayed to a magic rock. And guess what
And
rock
he
that was?
and he happened to have an actual rock that was in fact a relic.
Yes. Apparently the rock wasn't actually talking to him. That was all bullshit. That's part of his gimmick.
I see.
Ferris will say that his gimmick needs work. It's a little bit questionable, he thinks.
Well, now that you mention
Well,
it, you're a bit of a historian yourself. Are you not?
Yes, I am.
What do you know of Sanguis Diorum?
Um, I am familiar with their very violent order that used to exist, were wiped out eons ago, almost. Is
Hmm.
that by chance the order? Is that something that you think The Rock might have had something to be involved with?
It had the symbol of the order carved on it, and as far as I'm aware, it didn't deny being part of the organization.
Well, in that case, might be better that we kind of left that one alone.
Quite.
Uh, well, I guess, okay. So I'm gonna do this so I don't talk to myself. Uh, I'm going to say, can you give me, just a few moments alone with, Bibli here? I just want to make sure that, I just want to ask her a few questions. Someone can be there, uh, if you want. I just would like to make sure that that Bibli here is in, uh, is I guess in a good state.
She asked me to be part of it, so I'll come with, but I'll stay quiet.
Okay. So Lind asked Bibli basically, like, where'd you come from?
Where'd you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye
I
Joe?
hate that. I hate that. Also, the moment that I said that, I'm like, God damn it, because that's what popped in my head as well.
I'm happy to help.
Uh, Basically asking him like, where do you think she came from? Where is she? Where does she plan on being? Uh,
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Kind of essentially. And Bibli just kind of responds like, yeah, I was just going around. She is probably going to find some place to just kind of lay low. That it seems like this group might be a good place to. They were mentioning that they could potentially give me a home, and yeah, something for that.
She'll be well looked after.
Yes. So if it, so Lynn just talks to Bibli for a little bit, and Bibli just kind of quiets up, and Lynn hands Bibli over back to Theron, who is there. So Lynn says, "Well, I guess we accounted for the two that were in the Steinwald. We accounted for the one that was in Oakbrook. We accounted for the one that was in Hazeltown. I think I am, as far as I'm aware, this was the job that you kind of fulfilled the job that I was looking for."
You're damn fucking right we did.
So
And
Linda
as-
essentially says, "Good."
Yes, and I believe as per our agreement, you were going to allow Mr. Pendragon here a look at your house.
Yes. I kind of can see that you kind of. I am curious, Mr. Pendragon, as we have had a little bit after we have found virtue. I had actually had a conversation with Theron here, and mentioned that kind of mentioned some of the things that you had done in the past, and she kind of gives a small bow and is like, I present this household for your use. Do you now? I do state that, or I do request, don't misplace it, or don't don't break anything. But for your scrying sessions, as Theron called it, you mentioned that you needed to do some prep. I do request that you give me and my housemates a day or two to prep, so that this is a lived-in house. I let us clean up a bit first. But after we do that, I will get in touch, and the house is all yours for what you need it for.
Cool.
God damn, what did Theron tell her?
I mean, probably told her about the other jobs that you'd done and given her, like...
Oh man, why would she, be okay with us being there then?
It's Theron who's going to be there.
Yeah.
No? I think Theron can stop Aravia.
Well, I mean, you're
You're
not doing... I mean, essentially, right now, in the present, you're just placing the orbs. You're not, like, punching holes in the wall.
Look, man, I'm just saying. I wouldn't be very reassured if I heard about our adventures.
I mean, you give out... accidentally did something. You give your, I mean, because remember, all those things are recorded, and you give someone a recorded thing of, from that you got from essentially some books. Like, oh, you're gonna use some, just trying to go back and trying to think of what else you did. Like, trying to think about the, thing, like, the one you did where, you first met the drug cult. Where you rescued you found where that person was kidnapped.
Oh yeah, we do good things occasionally, don't we?
Yeah, you're not all bumbling into sex stuff.
I mean, I was thinking about the time that I got fucking kicked
Link.
out of the upscale diner.
That too, but also
Novels and sex
ghost
stuff.
stuff. Yes. Okay. So as she kind of mentions that, you all kind of leave so that they can get prepared. At this point, this is probably... I'm trying to think, because really the only thing after that you would do is... Because really the only thing after that would be to prepare the house for a scrying session and then actually doing it. So do you want me to do like one of the smaller downtime periods, or are we just gonna have a downtime period, or basically just go straight in and just kind of, because that'll be it for this arc.
I mean, what are we doing the scrying on?
So you're gonna go through the house. So the thing with the house, and Theron just kind of explains this to you just to reassure. The thing with the house is that because all of these houses have been built with essentially, they were kind of orbed up already through other means. But those houses have been essentially recording data since, well, what would be in universe there's at least 150 years of data in that house. So basically what you would want to do is seeing if you take essentially your scrying orbs and seeing if you can pluck any of that data, seeing if you can, in fact, get any data that had been stored from house to house, because they were built in such a way. Because that was the real reason why Theron wanted you to do this. Because he wanted to see if you can.
Well, we did.
All right. Okay, so we're just trying to see if we can use the house as cloud storage effectively.
Yeah, he wants to see if you can, if you could see anything that had happened in those 150 years. Like, if you take, because the house is, adorned with certain jewels, basically, magical, essentially magical cameras, so to speak, but they're, crystals in certain spots. Basically, if you can take those and see if you can actually... because the family history with why the houses are like that is because someone could do essentially what you'd want to do from a scrying session, and seeing if you could get basically all the data from those houses, because every one of the houses in the Singway family has been built the exact same way, and stuff has been placed in very similar ways.
Fucking old magic is super weird. Whatever.
So Theron wanted you all to take part in a scrying session to see what you could find.
I do have one thing we can do before doing the spying session.
Okay.
Well, first off, what does everyone do after they leave the house?
Oh, we were doing the scrying session in the house.
Well, you're going to you're doing the scrying session in the same place where you're doing it in the library. You're bringing some of the like things that had been carefully plucked from the walls and seeing if you can get like magical data from it. Also, while you pull in some of the new cameras.
The horrifying monstrosities that Carnival's made, you mean?
Yes.
With flight and what else did I put on those
Stealth
things?
Drive.
Flight. I think you gave him spider legs.
Stealth.
Give him a stealth drive.
Yeah, our nice, super great and ethical spy network.
Incredibly ethical.
God, I think I have the list of all the things. Because it should be right here.
They're all terrible.
Okay, long-term crafts. Let's see. Let's see. You've upgraded them, so you basically give them ghost sensing. Spider drones, so they now have legs. They can fly. They have stealth. They have cloud storage, so that as long as one is still active, they can all understand the thing.
I'm sorry, still in the 70s?
Yes.
Okay, I had to make
See,
sure.
I'm sad that Carnival never did the thing that I recommended, which was wildly unethical.
What? They'll make them bombs.
Make them explode if they're tampered with, yeah.
Also, I forgot to write descriptions for these, but I see that there are also spy glasses and financial spying.
Oh, I've clarified what the thing for Claudia is. I want Claudia to make her own equivalent of the Baker Street's Irregulars.
Okay, I'm going to write down Baker Street's Irregulars something or other.
I'll look it up later.
Yes, essentially.
And the spy glasses, those were just like basically Google Glass that would just have real-time connection with all the cameras.
Okay.
Getting increasingly terrifying.
Okay.
Elvis, no. The question is, can I do this? Not should I?
Okay.
Elvis is going to be getting job offers soon.
Yes.
Ethics are for idiots and assholes.
Okay. So you were asking what you were doing.
I think I'll make it more specific. What's Rabia doing? Does she go back to the office or is she going somewhere else? Like in between the house and
Rabia has nothing to really do. She'll probably pick up food on her way back, but that's about it.
Alright, in that case, she gets a phone call.
Oh god. She's gonna, after fumbling with the phone for a hot second, pick up.
Did you find the other relic?
Yes.
It's just for everyone else.
Yeah. It was an angry rock.
You were supposed to call me.
Oh yeah, I was, wasn't I? Sorry, it slipped my mind. We were very distracted by pro wrestling.
What?
What?
What does that have to do with a relic?
A wrestler had it. Come on, get with the program.
Okay. And where's the relic now?
I mean, at the library, you could probably ask around about it.
I see.
And you don't officially work for the library anymore, so I don't know how okay they'd be with it. But you could ask.
And then she hangs up.
Ah, Nellos. Always a treat.
All right.
I legit forgot that she asked for you.
So did I, but it feels also very fitting.
Yeah, I keep deliberately not bringing her around just to see if you guys will remember to call her.
No. The answer is no.
All right. So in that case, do you just want to do the
I feel like we should just go to the scrying session since I don't think we got really too much to really work on.
Just do
Yeah,
it.
I also feel like we didn't really do enough to
Again.
justify downtime.
Yeah. All right. So, essentially, so that you can, I'm just going to autopilot some of this stuff. Lynn takes like a day to like get her house all clean. In the meantime, or like after, and then she's like, okay, it's good. You essentially go through the house and you find that there are some crystalline ornaments that are placed in various spots loosely throughout the house. You and specifically mentioning that some of these had also been placed in houses throughout the years. You carefully take them out or take them off. So you have, but you also put in some of the drones, and you let the drones go in for about like a day. So I'd say 2 or 3 days later, you have this assortment of what basically stuff that like should be keeping that is like basically magical cameras in this case that had been present in the house for as long as this house scheme has been going on. So this should, in theory, have data going back for a while. You now have enough stuff and you plan on doing a scrying session with this stuff. So here's the question. Who is in the scrying session? Obviously, Torpo's taken care of. Bob, I take it that you're going with this?
Yeah,
Bob,
I don't know how much I can contribute, but I can try.
So, I mean, you're just a body here, so that's perfectly fine. So Carnival and DM, who is going on this?
We're gonna have Virtue go, because...
Okay.
I'm going to say we're going to cover that, like, in the pre-scrying session.
Okay.
Kind of thing. It's not going to be Bob. I'll say that much. Okay.
So, here's the question. I am wondering. Okay, there's something that I was gonna have a question, but there wasn't I don't think there is a reason why you would think to do something, so I am gonna hold off on that thought. So you're gonna go as Virtue, Carnival?
Yes.
Okay. I was just trying to think of something. Okay. Because I was gonna wonder if what is okay, never mind. I'm overthinking something. So
use your words. Your words.
So basically, the thing I was wondering is because now you have I hate asking it like this because this sounds a lot like God, can't remember if it's The Simpsons, but people should be asking what this character is doing at this point. But are you? So what have you been doing? Has Ash just been kind of sitting in the whatchamacallit?
Ash or
like it's just been sitting in the office?
Yeah.
Vibing.
Okay.
Like Elmas set up the remote drone thing whenever they want to go and sightsee, that they could pop into a drone and fly it around. But yeah.
And to be fair, they can move the body just fine now.
I would or go outside and not.
So let me ask this. So in theory, so you're using the drones. So the drones are actually part of the things that are being scryed against. So okay. I just wanted to make sure I had something in my back pocket. Okay. So you all get to the library, and at this point, I am taking it as Ferris, it is Virtue, it is Aravia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You all get to the library. At this point, the crew that normally does the scrying session, so Rhapsody, Lomi, Radia, are there. Theron is overlooking. Dibley is there. Henry is there.
Ferris is going to say he doesn't know anything about magic, so he's going to need to know what he's going to need to do.
Theron just kind of says, well, the good thing is all you need to do is just sit there, because I think from what we can tell, we're not going to need to like go in physically with this. We can do that observation kind of feeling with this because I think at this point we don't need to poke around with anything yet unless we see something. So at this point, I'm assuming that you would want to you can go in observation just so you can, I guess, quote unquote, fly around and such. However, I don't know what we're going to see because from what I believe, and at this point, Henry chimes in and just will say, okay, so at this point, if this does have a whole bunch of different timelines of the same place, like if it's been keeping recordings over the past 150 years, like I said, what I think me and Bibli can do is we can just find what I guess you might call the greatest hits, so to speak. If we see something, we can kind of call it to your attention. We can see what actually you see while you're in there.
Wait, only 150 years? Damn, that's weak.
I know, right?
Well, that's how long they've been doing this kind of thing, so wish we could have more, but that's all we kind of got to work with, and we're just trying to see if this works to begin with. So I guess once we put you under, you can we'll kind of play it by ear, so to speak.
So I have a question of how the scrying works in relation to relics, because I remember like in the hippie one, when Bailey went to the scrying session, she didn't go in as the book; she just went in as herself because it was gimmick. So yeah, my question is what would happen with Virtue and Saskia when they went in? Would they go
Virtue would go in as their selves.
All right. That's all I wanted to
Which
know.
also, so speaking of which, was there something that you wanted to happen prior to them going under?
Yes, in the lead up to everyone prepping, Saskia will say that before anyone gets her accessibility, what exactly are you people doing?
So I take it that Saskia was kind of placed
the roommates.
I take it Saskia, yeah. So Bibli also chimes in before, as again, basically, we're gonna also have Saskia here just in case. So Bibli kind of mentions to Saskia that she just kind of pokes into the room and is like, well, what we're doing is we got these various magical items that have basically recordings of the past in them, and we are using these and also other information to triangulate a recreation of kind of what has happened in the past and trying to poke around and see a more in-depth or in-person view of what's events that have happened in the past.
I see. A scrying session?
Yes.
That cow, Aravia, will she be partaking in this?
Yes, she will.
I would be interested in seeing this scrying session.
Okay. We can include you with this one that we will be doing shortly.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's why Saskia's here.
The Rocket's just sitting on a chair doing its thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's making uncomfortable looks at it.
Well said.
Everyone's making uncomfortable looks at it.
Yes. So in that case, because Ferris, you were involved with one of these in the past, right?
Right. I believe when we were looking at the cult.
So that was when you were working with the white supremacists, I believe, actually.
Please
don't phrase it like that, please.
Okay, when you were working on the job in which you were trying to find the white supremacists.
That's better, thank you.
I don't think Ferris
please.
was in that one.
What was that?
I don't think Ferris was in that one. That was a long time ago.
I swear I was in one of these.
That was the first one.
We went into the book. I remember now.
No,
Yes.
that was the one where you had to go and where you're going to the camp to go and get the rescue guy. Not the first time we shot the white supremacists.
I remember I went there for that, but I remember the book, going into the book.
So there has been, what you're going into, essentially.
Right.
Okay. So you all have a so you all kind of, do the thing that you sit in the chair and you start to relax. Lomi is having a question of a time how to work with some of these people and just kind of like, well, I'm sensing something, so I'm just going to assume that's okay.
He should just
But
be
for
glad that
Ferris
she
and-
Gives
Go ahead.
a virtue gives a thumbs up. Just
Yeah,
Just like-
and
Lomi should just.
uh,
Bobby's not here to flirt with him.
yeah. So let me just take a look at Aravia and Ferris. It's like, oh, I can actually work with these people. And just kind of make sure they're okay to go through and can just keep an eye on them. So you're all put under. And as you go through, you are going into, so when you come to, you are in the foyer of the house. You are in your ghost form, so you can have free movement around. As you are staying there, you realize that it is the modern, like it is the one that you have personally stand in there. Everything looks exactly as that had been going on.
I would say first things first. This is the first time everyone can actually see Saskia. So, put a picture.
Ferris is just gonna very awkwardly say that's nice to meet her.
I would say she looks terrible. She's wearing what looks like a ancient scholar uniform that's like mostly black with like red and yellow trims. She's a like pale, pointed-eared human, and she looks like she's been murdered. Mostly because she's got bloody bandages on her neck and face and hands.
hello.
She just kind of looks at Virtue and nods, but she's mostly just focused on Aravia.
What are you looking at?
You obviously,
So is it something on my face?
not the face, just the whole everything.
What does that even mean? Are you insulting me?
No, just something about you gives me weird feelings.
I'm not looking for a relationship if that's what you're getting at.
Neither.
I'm gonna say that I assume she doesn't have a TV in here.
Like, do you wondering if like Linda doesn't have a TV?
I was telling this Saskia.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're doing.
I'm sorry if I got confused.
Okay,
no
I
worries.
appreciate-
I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding what was going on.
Ferris, who doesn't give a shit and is trying to get on with the job.
No, I appreciate Ferris, who every time is pulled the, hey, do you recognize me from TV? And nobody has.
Eventually it'll work.
Eventually it'll work.
Saskia just flat out ignores Ferris.
Not terribly surprised, but okay.
All right. So interestingly, also at this point, you see Ash in here. Particularly in the So you see, well, I should say you see a glowing, basically humanoid figure next to you. And Ash is like, it is. Wait. Oh, right. So I probably should explain why I'm here. You see, because we're in that scrying Billy basically pokes her head in and is like, yeah, because of your cloud storage thing, you basically Ash is here with you on this as well.
Damn it, Ellis. God damn it.
So please, are you guys gonna send this to Ellis about just so that she can see, like, oh, cool, I didn't expect this. This is awesome.
No, we are not going to tell her. The less she knows, the better.
What does Ash look like? Because Ash is two people.
Well, that's the thing. Right now, the being that is there is just, in PSO2 when people haven't loaded in yet.
Yeah, the fucking gray figure.
Yeah, or like in the anime when they don't want to animate a crowd, it's just a gray blob.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're essentially that, but like very emissive.
Because there's no distinct sense of self in that regard.
Yeah.
Saskia just looks the ash blob up and down and says, sylphs. I haven't seen them in a while.
And I've seen a lot, actually.
Well,
I'm sure you have.
Ashram chimes in and is like, well, technically enough, but I get what you're meaning.
Hey, Saskia, can you talk to sylphs normally?
With help, yes.
Oh, okay. Because nobody else seems to, and I don't know why they can't.
Because they're not you.
What does that even mean? Are you insulting me?
No,
You want ass kicking? Because that's how you get an ass kicking.
not particularly.
Anyway,
Yes, your
Um,
mansion.
Ash chimes in and is like, well, this is the mansion of the woman that we were working with, the Lin Singwei lady.
Yeah, the what's her face.
A copy of it, you mean?
Yes.
I wonder when she's gonna make a move on her ex and start some shit. That'll be funny. By the way, yeah, this is the ugly house.
So at this point, Bibli appears before you, and she says, well, right now we are looking for, we are looking actually through this, and this might be slightly disorienting for a moment, but we're going to take a look through how much time we can go through. I guess if this gets disorienting, I guess close your eyes. We need to do this. Just deal with it. And as she says that, she disappears. And you see the house change shape rapidly. You see the more intricate details of the house change. As you can kind of it looks disorienting at first, but what you can tell what's happening is that time is basically going backwards. And throughout the years, you're seeing the inner foyer kind of change throughout the years. And you can tell that a long period is going by. And it's like, as you're all standing there, you see it move and you see it kind of shift. As this is going on, Bibli appears, or basically this goes on for like a minute. And Bibli kind of goes, or comes back, and she says, well, it looks like they were right. We do have a long time period throughout this. It seems like there is enough data here that it does look like it is stored 150 years in the past. Also, by the way, as this is going on, you see people come in and out through time. So basically, anyone that has ever been in there for the 150 years, if they're like, as you're standing there, you see them move through time. And basically, 150 years pass by in a short amount of time.
And 150 is not that long.
this is trippy.
Saskia simply goes, I wonder if this technique had been lost or not.
However, Bibli just kind of says, it's like, well, basically, you see Bibli stand there, and at this point, you see Bibli stand there, it's like, well, at this point, we should be. I wonder if we can find any. It actually says that she freezes.
I will ask. That's normal.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
At this point, everything starts to like. As you're viewing this, you're viewing this in, like, imagine you're viewing this in like full color, essentially, maybe with like a slight haze. As this happens, or as you see it freeze, everything goes essentially grayscale.
Finally, it's just like my favorite game, Tomba 2.
I'm gonna
Would
look at
appear
yours
your-
closest and ask what's happening.
It would appear the recording's breaking down.
I don't think it's just the recording. Something here don't seem right.
I I will ask that means we're stuck here or something.
It smells like magic bullshit to me.
As this happens, the world around you starts to dim, with the exception of the staircase leading up.
Yeah, we are being invited.
Right, let's go. Let's go.
So as you're going through, you see that basically the path leading to what would be Lynn's office is lit up. It is the only thing that you can see that has any sort of light emanating from it.
Nowhere to go but up.
Sure.
And as you go into you see that the door to what would be Lynn's study is closed. But it's the only door that you can see that has, like, you can tell that something is drawing you towards it. So what do you do?
Rip that fucking door open.
I was gonna cut it, but yeah, no.
I'm just going to stay behind everybody else, like kind of just keep an eye on the door.
Balthia just goes.
I'm going to grasp the on door firmly and open.
Okay, so as you open the door, you go
Get on
in
the floor,
and
yeah.
what was that?
What?
You go into the study. The study, by the way, is in full, like you'd see in quote unquote in full color. You can tell though that this is from a different time. In fact, Aravia, you think that this room looks in this configuration looks awfully familiar.
Guys, this seems familiar.
But as you all go,
Aravia again.
As you go in, you see in the corner as you go in a man that looks frozen in time. That you think you might have recognized on a picture of the wall in the like in one of the room, like you might have seen this portrait somewhere. The man is a dragon, or like a dragonkin, much like Lind, and you can see with the red hair that likely it is a relative of theirs. But they're kind of just frozen and it looks like as if they were talking. But the thing that also draws your attention is behind basically sitting in the chair, behind the desk, is a tall white-haired lineman.
Oh, fuck.
Please remind who this is, if we've seen him before.
You have not seen him before.
You haven't. Only one person here has seen him before.
He is a semi-long-haired, full beard lineman, all in white, wearing a suit. On the table, go ahead.
Was this the guy who approached Taravia in Bobby's restaurant?
In the dream. No, this is...
No.
When I passed out from the seal.
Oh.
I saw him.
Or no, I think you were trying to do a spell and you rolled poorly.
Oh, that was it. Yes, I was trying to do some scrying shit.
You were trying to get a beat on something, but it went poorly.
Yeah. That was it.
On the desk, you can see a basket-hilted claymore with a brilliant white blade.
Immediately walk up to the desk and grab it.
Before you can go and grab it, the person behind the desk takes it. And as he sees the group, and is like, well, aren't you always getting into trouble?
I will just... I was feeling very politely that, sir, I don't believe we met.
He kind of looks at you, or Ferris, and just kind of looks and is like, well, aren't you kind of you kind of seem to have stepped into something that I bet you don't quite understand.
I will say that I'm not sure how he's gotten that impression exactly.
He just kind of ignores you for a moment and looks at the other in the group and just says, well, isn't this quite an interesting group that all originally scattered throughout has happened to come into this one particular time?
Damn it, I thought I was going to be on vacation.
Oh, you're an idiot if you thought that around here. Who the fuck are you?
Well, I'm very. Let's just say. Hold on. I need to. Hold on. I need to get my.
Yeah. Where you put the name? Yeah.
No, I know his name. I just need to figure out. So, um, he. Go ahead.
Is this guy a supernatural entity?
Yes. So actually, Aravia is detecting something fierce from this man.
Yeah,
Saskia.
fucking burning in the back of my brain right now.
Saskia also has that ability.
Oh,
Yep.
right. So yes, you both recognize that there's something similar about between Aravia and this person here.
Oh god.
Saskia kind of walks around the edge of the room, eyeing the man. Is the other one also supernatural, or is it just the one?
It's just him.
All right, then she just the supernatural one. She's only focused on him.
Okay. He goes, the fact that our paths managed to intersect, I just wanted to just make sure you were fully aware of how funny it always seems to be that our paths cross.
I still don't know who you are, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, then in this case, I don't know when you go back to where you normally will be if this will make any difference. So I'll tell you my name is Lionel. My name is Lionel Fahrenheit.
Just immediately gonna just store that one for later. How do I know you? 'Cause you clearly know me.
Well, we are of a similar origin. I perhaps do not know you exactly, but he does. And he points to the back of the room. The door closes behind you, and as you see, basically standing that would be behind the door is a man that is in a robe. The man is an ape man, like talking about Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
You get a familiar sense from him, and then you realize that you get the same signature from him that the necklace has, and the other inhabitant of Ash.
So, Aravia, do you need a sword right now? Cause
The man holds a hand out and is like, I have no intention to harm you, and also, even if you tried to strike me down, it wouldn't make any difference. Because in this place, none of this would not matter.
Don't matter. No.
Let me just tell you this. It seems far too much of a coincidence to seem that this is the fact that both you two managed to get me in a link, or rather that you somehow managed to get me in a link with both of you, makes me feel like I need to keep an eye on you, and just to make you reassure how much of a cosmic coincidence this is. And let me just tell you this, because as I appear here, I will just let you give me, like, I can give you a name, but it won't really matter much. So I will just, if you need a name to attach to myself, you can call me Herman.
Oh, that's a lame name.
It is a name you're going to remember, though.
Unfortunately, because it's so stupid.
It is a bit better of a name to call myself than 4-2, which I suppose would be better than I can call you two. He points to Aravia, Mother 4, and points to Lionel, Father 5.
I'm never coming to the West. Excuse me. You know, that necklace thing said that before too. What does that? What does that mean?
You have a very specific purpose,
Eh?
and that is to live.
Oh, that's easy.
You are to live, and others will live through your view. You two are observers.
I am quite the looker, it's true.
It is just interesting, especially with you in your group, how you've managed to link. He points to Saskia and Virtue. Managed to link things from this realm into your own. Some sort of cosmic magnet towards it. So, since
Just-
we have all been aligned,
Just
go
as
ahead.
a thing, I don't know if I need to make a roll for this round, but if Saskia knows what these things are,
Like the names in particular.
yes.
No.
Hmm.
Basically, and Herman continues. You as a group have managed to kind of combine realm beings of this realm to your own. And I just want to clarify and basically note how amusing that is that no matter what form you take, you somehow manage to get into our view. You're intended to not be, but somehow you always manage to be it.
What can I say? I've got a natural ability to step in shit.
It seems to be that case.
Unfortunately, I can't just wipe it off on the rug.
No, you can't. So, I just want to make something very clear. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Okay,
You-
I mean, you don't need to tell me to do that.
I just want to make sure that. I'll give me a sec. I just wanted to, since you managed to step into my presence and our presence again, that how funny it is that someone that we made not to actually interfere has somehow always managed to not interfere, but we will be keeping an eye on you.
Okay. You can just keep on watching how awesome I am. That's fine.
Yes. We may need it. We may have a need for you in the future, so keep that in mind.
I don't know what that means, but sure. I ain't going anywhere, at least not anytime soon.
Okay. Well, I guess at this point, just know that you have managed. We have intended for you to live a more mundane life, and no matter how many phases or how many times that you have existed, somehow, in some way, you always manage to find a way into our eyes.
Okay, I mean, I just have a single question for you.
Yes.
Where's the fun in a boring life?
I don't know, but sometimes a boring is more informational,
But it's no fun.
I suppose.
It sounds like you
And
could learn a thing or two about that.
and then as he says that, he just snaps his fingers and you all awake from the scrying session.
Fuck.
Well, thanks for
How
my
are we
2
gonna
days.
Hmm?
Thanks for my 2 days of vacation. Where's the red light district? I'm going there for the next.
As this is going, as you wake up, you see that Bibley and Henry are incredibly worried.
Yeah,
Freaking
Bibley,
out.
how you holding up?
Ferris is going to just ask very, very firmly what just happened.
The simulation was invaded by outside forces. They wanted to deliver him to this one. She points out.
Wait,
around.
one second. So is Saskia now out of? Because you kept yourself in the thing until.
She's talking now. She doesn't have the corporeal form ability, but the rock's talking, so everyone
Okay.
gets the awful raspy voice. I haven't described her voice until now. I'm not going to do that.
I didn't know rocks
but,
could smoke.
No, not like smoker's cough, just like someone whose throat has been
Literally
damaged.
had their throat slit, yeah.
Yes.
Just damaged vocal cords, yeah.
What were you saying?
Saskia was just answering Ferris's question that a supernatural entity invaded the simulation.
And Bibley is like, I don't know where that came from, but that was something that was something you should not have been able to be made aware of anything in there.
I mean, that was
I have
clearly someone who didn't
questions.
belong in there.
The entity friend of yours, Ash, was part of the simulation. You said there was another who was in there.
I think you're talking about Herman, the being that you now have a name for in the necklace.
Yeah. So quick question, Bibly, how much do you remember?
I was not present to anything after. As far as I know, you all were stuck in the foyer.
So Bibly, you know a lot about history and books, right?
I do.
Does the two terms, I'll run them by you, Mother 4 and Father 5 make any sense to you?
She was like, no, they don't.
Do they mean it?
Okay.
Saskia make a research roll for that.
I was thinking if Bibly knew anything.
Saskia, though, I don't think would know what the source of those are. However, when you mention those terms, Henry kind of perks up and just kind of says, what was the context for hearing those terms?
So let's see. The scrying session formed a link with some individuals, one of which was known by Father 5 and another is known by 42, or Herman.
Okay. Do you know anything about the other person?
Fuck, what was Lionel's full name?
Lionel Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Lionel Fahrenheit was his name.
So you see Henry just kind of stay still for a moment and just kind of goes, if you're coming across what I think you might have come across, then I think that we have something very interesting on our hands. Something we should be pretty cautious about.
Should we? Because apparently I'm involved somehow.
I guess we're cursed.
Well then, perhaps it's time that we need to look into something. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter, and if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter, at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.